Good morning everybody. Today we have discussed the next point is natural and synthetic ionophore. An ionophore from Greek ion and phore ion carrier. Ionophore ला ग्रीक वर्ड मध्ये काय म्हणतात? The and Greek ion and phore means ion carrier. Is a chemical species that reversibly binds ion. Many ionophores are lipid soluble entities that transport ions across the cell membrane. Ionophores catalyze ion transport across hydrophobic membranes such as liquid polymeric membranes, carrier-based ion selective electrodes or lipid bilayers found in the living cells or synthetic vesicles, example liposomes. Structurally, an ionophore contains a hydrophilic center and a hydrophobic portion that interact with the membrane. An ionophore in Greek word in ion and phore means ion carrier is a chemical species that reversibly bind ion. Many ionophores are lipid soluble. Many ionophores काय असतात? Lipid soluble असतात. Entities that transport ion across the cell membrane. Ionophores catalyze ion transport across hydrophobic membranes such as liquid polymeric membranes, carrier-based ion selective electrodes or lipid bilayers found in the living cells or synthetic vesicles means liposomes. An ionophore contains a hydrophilic center and hydrophobic portion that interact with the membrane. Here are two types of ionophore. Channel formers, which combines to form a channel in the membrane through which ion can flow, and mobile ion carriers, which transport ions across a membrane by forming a complex with the ion. Example of ionophore include vancomycin and nigericin. First is synthetic ionophores. Many synthetic ionophores are based on crown ethers, cryptands and calixarenes. Pyrazole, pyridine and bispyrazole derivatives have also been synthesized. Synthetic ionophores मध्ये many synthetic ionophores based on crown ethers, cryptands and calixarenes. Pyrazole, pyridine and bispyrazole derivatives have also been synthesized. These synthetic species are often macrocyclic. Some synthetic agents are not macrocyclic. Synthetic species often macrocyclic, but some synthetic agents are not macrocyclic. Example, carbonyl cyanide, para trifluoromethoxy, phenyl hydrazone. Even simple organic compounds such as phenols exhibit ionophoric properties. The majority of synthetic receptors used in the carrier-based anion selective electrodes employ transition elements or metalloids as anion carriers. Although simple organic urea and thiourea based receptors are known. Many ionophores are produced naturally by a variety of microbes, fungi and plants. Many ionophores are produced naturally by a variety of microbes, fungi and plants and acts as a defense against competing or pathogenic species. Multiple synthetic membrane spanning ionophores have also been synthesized. The two broad classification of ionophores synthesized by microorganisms are carrier ionophores that bind to a particular ion and shielded its charge from the surrounding environment. This makes it easier for the ion to pass through the hydrophobic interior of the lipid membrane. However, these ionophores becomes unable to transport ions under very low temperatures. An example of the carrier ionophore is valinomycin, a molecule that transports a single potassium cation. Carrier ionophores may be proteins or other molecules. Channel formers that introduce a hydrophilic pore into the membrane, allowing ions to pass through without coming into contact with the membrane's hydrophobic interior. Channel forming ionophores are usually large proteins. This type of ionophores can maintain their ability to transfer ions at low temperatures, unlike carrier ionophores. Examples of channel forming ionophores are gramicidin A and nistacin. Ionophores that transport hydrogen ions H+, that is protons, across the cell membrane are called protonophores. Iron ionophores and chelating agents are collectively called siderophores. Ionophores are feed additives used in cattle diets to increase feed efficiency and body weight gain. They are compounds that alter rumen fermentation patterns. Ionophores have been used widely in the beef and poultry industry for improved feed efficiency and control of coccidiosis. Ionophores are a class of antibiotics that are used in cattle production to shift ruminal fermentation patterns. They are not bactericidal. They do not kill the bacteria. They simply inhibit their functionality and ability to reproduce. Next is application of ionophores. Ionophores can be fed to cattle in a number of different ways. Most frequently, ionophores are included in either dry or liquid manufactured supplements, allowing for specific formulations of ionophore concentrations and the option to control intake of the supplement. Ionophores can also be included in loose mineral allowing for specific formulations of ionophore concentrations and the option to control intake of the supplement. Ionophores can also be included in loose mineral mixtures, which can be used to limit intake of the mineral. This is particularly true when monoocene is used because of the palatability characteristics associated with monensin in loose form. Ionophores are included in small amounts when mixed in formulated supplements. Additionally, ionophores are medicated ingredients and the government regulates the manufacture of feeds that contain ionophores. Thus, range mixing is not allowed for feed or mineral supplements. Ionophores have no withdrawal time relative to sale or slaughter of cattle. This means that cattle can consume ionophores containing feedstuffs up to the day of sale or slaughter. Ionophores are used in a variety of cattle production scenarios. Growing cattle consumes the majority of ionophores. However, mature cows can also benefit from the consumption of ionophores. The variety of feeding scenarios in which ionophores have been offered to cattle on forage-based diet. It is appropriate to use ionophores in cattle consuming nearly every forage type and quality. The carrier or supplements that contain the ionophores should complement the forage base and cattle requirements. However, cattle that consume ionophores are generally not eligible to enter natural programs and are excluded from organic market production chains. Equine and swine should not consume ionophores or feeds containing ionophores. Both equine and swine are incapable of metabolizing ionophores in the concentrations formulated for cattle diet. In cattle, sheep, chickens, dogs and other animals, the ionophores can be absorbed across the small intestine, transported to the liver, metabolized and excreted in bile with the ultimate elimination through feces. Next, different mechanism involved in exchange of ion across the cell wall. Extent of the concentration gradients. The greater the difference in concentration, the more rapid the diffusion. While diffusion transports material across membranes and within cells, osmosis transports only mechanism of osmosis, facilitated diffusion, the spontaneous passage of molecules or ions across a biological. The four main kinds of passive transport are simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion, filtration and or osmosis. Transport across cell membrane. First is facilitated diffusion of ions, ligand gated ion channel, external ligands, internal ligands, mechanically gated ion channels, voltage gated ion channels, the patch clamp technique, facilitated diffusion of molecules, active transport, direct active transport, the sodium potassium S and the hydrogen potassium matrix. Different type of transport mechanism. Simple diffusion, it is a small non-polar, energy uses no. Facilitated diffusion, polar molecules, larger ions, uses energy no. Primary active transport, molecules moving against their gradient coupled to the hydrolysis of ATP, energy uses yes. Secondary active transport, molecules going with plus molecule going against gradient, energy uses yes. An essential part of transportation management lies in building an efficient supply chain from the 6 main modes of transportation: road, maritime, air, rail, intermodal and people in understanding the strength and weaknesses of each mode is paramount to building an effective supply chain. The cell membrane is embedded with many membrane transport proteins that allow such molecules to travel in and out of the cell. There are three types of mediated transport. First is uniport, second is symport, and third is antiport. Things that can be transported are nutrients, ions, glucose, all depending on the needs of the cell. There are two basic ways that substances can across the plasma membrane: passive transport, which require no energy, and active transport, which require energy. The most direct forms of membrane transport are passive. Passive transport is a naturally occurring phenomenon and does not require the cell to exert any of its energy to accomplish the movement. In passive transport, substances move from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration. Active transport is the movement of molecules against the gradient, while passive transport is the molecular movement with the gradient. Two differences exist between active versus passive transport: energy usage and concentration gradient differences. Next, function of cell membrane. First is protective function, second is selective permeability, third is absorptive function, next excretory function, next is exchange of gases, next is maintenance of shape and size of the cell. See the diagram of cell membrane. This is one is the extracellular fluid, inside of cell, membrane protein and bilayer membrane. Next is active transport mechanism, collectively called pumps, work against electrochemical gradient. Small substances constantly pass through the plasma membrane. Primary active transport moves ion across a membrane and create a difference in change across that membrane, which is directly dependent on ATP. Active transport. The sodium potassium pump. Since the plasma membrane of the neuron is highly permeable to potassium and slightly permeable to sodium, and since neither of these ions is in the state of equilibrium, in bracket sodium plus being at higher concentration outside the cell than inside, and potassium plus at higher concentration inside the cell, then a neutral occurrence should be the diffusion of both ions down their electrochemical gradients, potassium plus out of the cell and sodium plus into the cell. However, the concentrations of these ions are maintained at a constant disequilibrium, indicating that there is a compensatory mechanism moving sodium plus outward against its concentration gradient and potassium plus inward. This mechanism is the sodium-potassium pump. Actually, a large protein molecule that traverses the plasma membrane of the neuron. The pump presents receptor areas to both the cytoplasm and the extracellular environment. That part of the molecule facing the cytoplasm has a high affinity for sodium plus and a low affinity for potassium plus, while that part facing the outside has a high affinity for potassium plus and a low affinity for sodium plus. Stimulated by the action of the ions on its receptors, the pump transports them in opposite directions against their concentration gradients. If equal amounts of sodium plus and potassium plus were transported across the membrane by the pump, the net charge transfer will be 0. There would be no net flow of current and no effect on the membrane potential. In fact, in many neurons, 3 sodium ions are transported for every potassium ion. Sometimes the ratio is 3 sodium ions for every 2 potassium ions, and in a few neurons it is 2 sodium ions for 1 potassium ion. This inequality of ionic transfer produces a net reflux of positive charge, maintaining a polarized membrane with the inner surface slightly negative in relation to the outer surface. Because it creates this potential difference across the membrane, the sodium-potassium pump is said to be electrogenic. The sodium-potassium pump carries out a form of active transport, that is, its pumping of ions against their gradient requires the addition of energy from an outside source. That source is adenosine triphosphate, the principal energy carrying molecule of the cell. ATP is formed by an inorganic phosphate molecule held in high energy linkage with the molecule of adenosine diphosphate. When an enzyme in the pump called sodium potassium ATPase splits the phosphate from the ADP. The energy release powers the transport action of the pump. The sodium potassium pump considered an active transport. Which direction are the sodium and potassium being pumped? How many sodium are being pumped? How many potassium are being pumped? Pumps are a kind of active transport which pumps ions and molecules against their concentration gradients. Active transport requires energy inputs in the form of ATP. This basically means that it pumps these ions from areas of low concentrations, few ions, and areas of high concentrations, many ions. See the diagram of sodium potassium pump. The first one is the cytoplasm, ATP to ADP plus PI, plus sodium plus, and this one is the extracellular fluid. This one is the sodium potassium ATPase diagram. Intracellular space, above is the extracellular space, sodium, ADP, potassium, and this one is the concentration. See the diagram of sodium potassium ATPase. Sodium potassium ATPase, sodium potassium adenosine triphosphate, also known as the sodium potassium pump or sodium potassium pump, or Na plus or K plus pump, is an enzyme and electrogenic transmembrane ATPase found in the membrane of all animal cells. It performs several functions in cell physiology. What are sodium pumps? Sodium potassium ATPase, it is the adenosine triphosphate, also known as sodium potassium pump, is an anti-porter enzyme and electrogenic transmembrane ATPase located in the plasma membrane of all animal cells. The inward movement of sodium ions and the outward movement of potassium ions are passive, and the reverse movements against the electrochemical gradients require the activity of a metabolism driven sodium potassium pump. The activity of sodium potassium pump influences the membrane potential directly and indirectly. It acts to transport sodium and potassium ions across the cell membrane in a ratio of 3 sodium ions out for every 2 potassium ions brought in. In the process, the pump helps to stabilize membrane potential and thus is essential in creating the conditions necessary for the firing of action potentials. Sodium potassium ATPase, the sodium pump is a transmembrane protein belonging to the P-type ATPase family. Its primary physiological role is the maintenance of large gradients inward for sodium and outward for potassium across the plasma membrane of all animal cells. Electrogenic transmembrane ATPase, the sodium potassium pump is an electrogenic transmembrane. ATPase first discovered in 1957 and situated in the outer plasma membrane of the cell on the cytosolic side. The sodium potassium ATPase pump 3 sodium plus out of the cell and 2 potassium plus that into the cell for every single ATP consumed. The sodium potassium pump is found in many cell or plasma membrane powered by ATP. The pump moves sodium and potassium ions in opposite directions, each against its concentration gradients in a single cycle of the pump. 3 sodium ions are excluded from the and 2 potassium ions are imported into the cell. In active transport, the molecules are moved across the cell membrane, pumping the molecules against the concentration gradient using ATP energy. In passive transport, the molecules are moved within and across the cell membrane and thus transporting it through the concentration gradient without using ATP energy. Active transport and passive transport distinguish. Active transport is molecule more against in concentration, and passive transport molecules move along the concentration. It is a gradient low concentration to high concentration. Passive transport gradient high concentration to low concentration. Active transport is cellular energy is required. In passive transport no cellular energy is required. Active transport sodium potassium pump and proton pump and example of active transport. Passive transport diffusion and osmosis are types of passive transport. The diagram of active transport, passive transport. Active transport is primary and secondary. Primary is uniport, contrastport, secondary is antiport, symport. It is a pump mediated low to high and carrier mediated. Passive transport, facilitated diffusion uniport, simple diffusion. See the diagram of active transport and passive transport. अशा पद्धतीने आपला हा चॅप्टर संपलेला आहे. नेक्स्ट लेक्चरला नेक्स्ट चॅप्टर पाहू. थँक्यू.